Have you ever tried trying to win a staring contest with yourself? Don't. You always lose. Hi, everybody. My name is Marcus Moore, Redbeard Flynn, however you may know me. I am the author of Rise and Stand, both available now on Amazon.com, as well as a streamer on twitch.tv/RedbeardFlynn. Thank you so much for coming by today and joining us for this video on self-publishing and why, by the end of this video, you may not call it that. Tip number 1. Don't give up and take time to appreciate what you've done. Writing is hard. You probably know that. The amount of time and energy it takes to put your thoughts onto a page in a manner that will be at least somewhat pleasing to readers is immense. At times you feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, that you're just digging and digging deeper. After all, every paragraph you write is one you have to edit. It may at times feel like we are all Sisyphus and our mesa of a manuscript is the boulder. Keep going. All the blood, sweat, and tears you put into your work will be worth it in the end. I promise. Well, maybe not the blood. Why are you bleeding? Writing is a journey, and it's one in which the process can teach you about yourself as you go through it. Take time to breathe and revel in what you've already achieved, because every paragraph is an accomplishment. You don't have to wait until the New York Times bestseller list to take pride in the work you've done. Hell, if that were the case, I'd still be waiting. Tip number 2. Find alpha, beta, and sensitivity readers. If writing your book is step 1 and finding an editor is step 2, getting alpha and beta readers to read your work is step 1A. These may need some explanation. Alpha and beta readers are the essential arbiters between your plot holes and your readers. They're another set of eyes looking to see if your story is enjoyable, if it makes sense, if the characters develop in the right way. Essentially, they're filling in for the blind spots of your brain. Sensitivity readers are related to alpha and beta readers, but have a narrower focus, examining your representation. One thing to keep in mind, though, is to maintain your story. Your readers are a phenomenal resource, but they should not replace you or your editor. Listen with purpose to their feedback. Take it in, mull it over, but do not be afraid to discard it if you do not agree. It is, after all, your story. Be careful though. Be sure you have a reason why you would discard it, and make it be one that you can defend. And no, just because you wrote it that way is not a good reason. Tip number 3. Find an editor and don't cheap out. I have an entire video on this. Yes! One I'll remake in the future because honestly it's kind of crap at this point. Editing is deserving of several videos. If you plan to publish, you must find an editor. Please do not be the author putting out unedited crap. You give us all a bad name. The immediate argument here may be that you can't afford an editor. There are many ways to provide your stories to people to read and enjoy them. When you start asking for money in return, though, you should be professional. Keep in mind the amount of time and money people will be investing in your work. Treat it as something precious. Tip number 4. Be realistic with your expectations. When I say realistic with your expectations, I'm telling you to brace yourself. An estimated 8 to 9 million ebooks are currently on Amazon. You'll be one of a million or so added on the platform this year. That is a difficult sea to be dropped in. Prepare yourself for lean to no sales. Prepare yourself not to break even, especially on your first book. Because remember, we didn't cheap out on editing. Some of the worst advice I've seen revolves around setting goals, specifically sales goals, because this is something you have little control over. Can you advertise? Yes, and you should. More on that in a moment. But you don't have control over if someone clicks on your ad. Set realistic goals that you can personally achieve, like finding 5 newsletters to market through, reading 2 books on writing, listening to 3 podcasts, pitching your book to 20 different people, subscribing to your favorite author on YouTube. All of these are things you can do without anyone else. Get 200 sales a year is not up to you. You can do your part and still fail. That is the hallmark of a goal out of your control. Number 5 is to market. You published. All that hard work is now out for the public to find and consume. You're finished, right? Fuck no. Get your ass working on marketing. That doesn't mean putting yourself deeper and deeper in debt to get on every newsletter or dumping your partner's clothing budget into Amazon or Facebook advertising. It means working on your pitches, the long-winded ones and the short, snappy ones. It means targeting marketing channels that will work best for you, your book, and genre. Do the research, even when it's boring and hard to understand. It also means working on perhaps one of the most difficult things for authors who may be naturally introverts: learning how to sell your book to family, friends, strangers, YouTube audiences, everyone. I can say from personal experience just how difficult this can be if it's not something that comes naturally to you. You have to work at it. However you market, be confident in what you're selling. If you don't sound excited about what you're selling to me, why would I believe it's a good product? And a bonus tip: don't gatekeep yourself. Drop the self from publish. You did the thing. Be proud. For the first year and a half after launching my debut novel, Rise, I would constantly correct people by interjecting self when they said I'd publish books. I'd do it with my eyes cast down, sheepish, feeling less valuable than those that are traditionally published. Fucking stop. Publishers are valuable and they know what they're doing, but they are not the final say on what is worth reading. If you believe your book is enjoyable reading, someone else probably will too. Traditional published is published. Independent published is published. Self-published is published. The damn word literally means prepared and issued for public sale or readership. By publishing your work, you're doing the thing, so stop categorizing yourself. That's it for me today. Thank you so much for coming by, sticking around to the end. I hope you had a great time. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, please leave down in the comments below your tips for self-publishing. What's something that you agree with or disagree with what I had to say? Thank you again for coming by. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Please like and subscribe.